Yeah, Theo, what is the past 2.5 years been like? Just kind of getting integrated in this community and in American football, this side of the ocean.
It's been awesome. I obviously came over here kind of as a raw product, as a lot of people like to say, and it's just been awesome. I feel like the whole community has definitely embraced me. I've had a lot of people just like reaching out, and they be like, if you ever need a hand, like a family to be embraced by over here, like just let us know. And just I feel like the whole community has really embraced me a lot since I've been here.
What's been maybe the difference between this off season that you've been able to kind of step up and get some playing time and score some touchdowns?
I just feel like with our new staff, I just feel like they've shown a lot of trust in me and believed in me from the jump when they got here. And I feel like obviously as a two-way street, I got to show that I deserve the trust and the faith that they have in me. But I definitely feel like ever since I came here, they've had an open mind. They hadn't really put any, like, they didn't have any ideas about anyone when they came here. They let everybody prove themselves, and I feel like I made the most out of that and just put myself in the best position to play.
We'll go second row on the left side to Alex.
Has the learning curve been hard for you? And was there a moment or a period of time where things really started to click for you once you got into a groove?
No, I feel like ever since I got in here and really my whole life, I've just been trying to get better every single day. And I feel like, especially being here, I'm just trying to get better every day ever since I got here, 2.5 years ago. And I feel like whenever you stack days like that, eventually it's going to click. And I feel like lately it's just been kind of clicking for me a little bit more.
We'll go second row on the right side to Carter.
Theo, what's kind of your earliest memories about football and when you kind of got interested in it, and how were you able to develop into a college football player?
I say like my first memories of football was I was probably 12 years old, and I was in California with my mom and my grandma and my little sister, and I went to like a Dick's Sporting Goods and got my first football, and I would just be like, I'll be playing around in the pool like on the vacation. Then I brought it back home, started playing with my friends at recess in school, and they just kind of just started watching YouTube videos and stuff from there. That's really how I got into football, I'd say.
We've heard Thor, we've heard Big Swede. What's your favorite nickname of the two?
I don't know. I feel like Thor is definitely something that's caught on lately, but I'm just trying to embrace it all. In the program, they call me Rhino, so that's some like a little more interior nickname that I kind of like too. But I go with whatever people say.
We'll go third row on the left side to Anthony and then Olin.
Theo, your touchdown, first reception in the first quarter there, for you and Marcel Reed, obviously that takes time, connection, and trust to build that. Can you kind of talk about the work you guys put in the background to be able to connect on something like that?
Me personally, I'll have trust in whoever is back there, and I feel like, the last two Saturdays has been Marcel, and I feel like he's done a great job in trusting me and trusting all the guys who we have to make plays, and whoever it may be, I feel like we put enough work in that you can have connection with anybody who's back there, in my opinion.
We'll go second row on the right side to Olin.
Hey Theo, so what's your teammates' reaction to your late touchdown streak has been, and what's the origin of the touchdown dance?
Well, obviously the first one, that one caught a little more attention. That was actually me and Trey Watson. We, ever since probably first week of fall camp, we were like, whenever we scored the first touchdown we scored this year, when we're both on the field, either one of us scores, we're gonna hit that dance. And then so we hit it in practice, where I scored in practice during fall camp when we had like a good period, and me and Trey started hitting it. Jade came and joined in, and then whenever I scored against Florida, I turned around, I just saw Jade like right there. As soon as I turned around, then we all three of us just hit it. So that was a lot of fun. And then this past weekend, it was just a current TikTok trend and just a dance that I've been trying to get a little better at. I didn't do a great job this weekend, but hopefully I'll have an opportunity to hit it again soon.
We'll go third row on the left side to Luke and then Alex.
Theo, I think we've heard that you were recruited here to A&M coming to a camp here. What made that happen, and when do you think you learned that you could compete in football at the college level?
So getting recruited here, like the reason why I came to a camp here was because of this organization called PPI Recruits, founded by a guy named Brandon Collier. So he helps European athletes and really international athletes as a whole getting recruited. By the main way he does it is he takes them on like a summer camp tour in the beginning of June a lot, and you really just do as many camps as you can. I think I probably did 10 camps in 2 weeks, and you just really try to lay it out all in the line to get recruited coming from over there.
We'll go second row on the left side to Alex and then Travis.
So you mentioned getting the football at Dick's Sporting Goods. So like,
Uh-huh.
had you even heard of football before that, being from Sweden?
Yeah, but I definitely heard of it, but growing up I was definitely a soccer guy. Like I started playing soccer when I was like 4 years old and played it all the way until I was probably 14 when I started playing football. So obviously I definitely heard of it, but definitely wasn't something I was very, very much into.
And so does your entire family still live over in Sweden, or,
Yes.
or do you have anybody in the United States?
No, sir. Everybody still lives over there.
So what are maybe some of the challenges, being so far away from home, and just how you stay connected with them?
It's the time difference is obviously a challenge, but then again, like when I went to high school, I didn't live at home, so I spent 3 years living by myself in high school too. So it was definitely something. It was definitely obviously a longer distance and a bigger change, but it was something that I had kind of been prepared for already. So it hasn't been that big of a challenge, but it's definitely, you miss home.
And have they been able to come to any games, and are they planning to come at all this season?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they come every so often. My dad was here for the Notre Dame game with his friend, and then my mom is coming to the Texas game with one of her friends, and one of my best friends from back home is coming as well. So that'll be fun.
We'll go front row on the right side to Travis and then Brent.
What was the biggest challenge? What was the biggest learning curve coming here, both on the football field and then just in personal life, school life, outside?
I'd say the biggest challenge, like first coming in my first year, it was just obviously back home I really hadn't blocked a whole lot, like again coming up. So I really just played receiver. I was just a big receiver who'd go up and get the football. So I'd definitely say like learning how to be physical was my main issue, like first starting here. And I feel like I've kind of embraced my weaknesses and made sure to just work on them as much as possible. And I feel like over the past 2.5 years, I've made my physicality definitely a lot better.
And then coming from overseas, I know you've been in there past years, but to potentially now see some playing time in AT&T Stadium, a big NFL stadium, is that a little sweeter for you from the journey that you've taken to get here?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. Obviously, I played a little bit in our game there last year, but I'm hoping to have a bigger role this time around. And obviously, I'll just do whatever is asked of me, and you just gotta make the plays when they show up. But it's definitely gonna be a fun game for sure.
We'll stay on that front row to Brent and then Luke.
So when you get that first football, take it back home, how do you convince your buddies? How do you practice football and so forth? Do you talk to them about it? How did that
actually,
go?
So my two best friends in like middle school and elementary school were both half American. And so it was really one of my friends from back home. His dad is from Seattle, and he was a big Seahawks fan, starting like when I think like started 5th or 6th grade. He started at my school, so I just brought the football to school, and he was like, "Well, I know a little bit about football," so he kind of started introducing me to it as well there.
What's his name?
Marcus Andrews.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the soccer skills that you had, does that help you at all in football in terms of translating?
Yeah, I definitely say so. Like I played goalie all growing up, so I guess you probably developing some ball skills early on definitely probably helped me a little bit.
You sound like you could be from Hearn or something. Do you work on your accent, or how did that work?
No, I don't know. Like me personally, I didn't really feel like I had a strong accent when I first got here, but some of the guys, they thought I had an accent, but I feel like it's kind of disappeared as I've been here a little bit.
Gotcha. And then what is something cool about back home where you grew up that maybe people don't know about?
Oof, I don't know. I mean, I love Sweden. I really like whenever it's getting time to go home, and like during our May break, I'm longing to go home because it's just like just getting home. Like the biggest thing for me is just like I grew up in the middle of the city, so just being able to get anywhere without using a car and just having water nearby, because Stockholm is really built up on like little islands, so you'll be by water the whole time, and it's a really nice environment to be in, I feel like.
We'll go third row on the left side to Luke.
Theo, can you kind of talk about y'all the dynamic of a tight end room between you and Trey and Shane and Jaden? What's y'all's dynamic like, and how do y'all support each other when y'all are on the field?
I think we're a great room. We're a really tight room, and I think we definitely have a lot of fun. Like whether it be in meetings or on the practice field or during the games, we just have a lot of fun together, and we tend to every Thursday night we have tight end dinners where we go to different restaurants and just have a meal together. You know, it's a great way to stay tight with your group and develop deeper relationships that go beyond football.
We'll go second row on the right side to Carter and then wrap things up with Tyler.
Theo, we've seen how important the tight end is in Colin Klein's offense and how you guys use multiple tight ends in the offense. Just what do you like about what Colin Klein does and what he kind of brings schematically?
I'd say like I love this offense. I think there's so many ways we can create different plays. We create different looks by just using different formations and different, like we create so many different looks for defense that makes it really hard for them to know how to break things down. And I feel like what's also fun is that we get to run a lot of fun routes. Like the one route I ran against Florida where I scored on was just like, it's a really fun route to run, and you can do it in a lot of different ways. And we're involved in a lot of the base and most important stuff in our offense, which I really like.
We'll go back behind the lights on the left side to Tyler to wrap us up.
Yeah, Theo, have you thought about what it's going to be like playing Bobby Petrino's offense this week? What do you kind of remember about playing under him?
I just remember that being a good offense. He's a great coach, and I have a lot of respect for him. But he has different players there now, and we have our players. So it's just like any other game. We just have to go in there with the mindset that we're going to play our brand of football and make the most out of it.
Is there any added motivation at all, knowing the coaches over there and who you're going up against?
I think before any game we're as motivated as we could be. I think playing against an old coach doesn't really change anything. At least in my opinion, I approach every game the same.
All right, that's all we have. Thank you, Theo.
Thank you.